Hello everyone, welcome to Life, Wine and Conversations with Lyton.
And Lelo B. We have two guests today. I am so excited. So I have my two chicas. We have Kiki over there in the shades. I don't know, there's no sun in here.
Shade.
So we have Kiki Marli, who is are you the CEO or what are you at Ossify Media? But we know you're a big wig, but I'm not sure what the title is.
I am the CEO. I'm the manager.
Yes.
I am the boss.
Yes, girl. Wakanda.
Everything.
All right.
I'm the founder.
Awesome.
Of Ossify Media.
Great. It's an entertainment platform, right? And you do artist management as well.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
All the amazing stuff.
African.
Okay.
Entertainment, not just SA.
Wakanda vibes.
Wakanda
okay.
vibes.
Yeah.
And we have Kia. I know Kia because she's one of the. What do you call yourselves there by CHICA? What editor?
We're just
Chicken.
So Kia, what do you do?
Jesus, I do so many things. But by day I'm a consultant in IR.
Yes.
And
What's
then
IR? Like,
investor relations.
Oh, and I'm thinking industrial relations.
Me too, that's what I thought.
No,
Like,
investor
what's my
relations.
Oh, okay.
And then on the side, I'm always writing some articles for CHICA, but I'm also a busybody at my hood handbag.
Yeah.
It's a little something coming from my hood handbag.
Yeah.
So right now we're
Cool.
just like having some conversations about luxury handbags,
Oh, that's
the Gucci.
So that's why you've been posting handbags on Twitter. Been calling other handbags Abo Nam I'm working or something. What's
Nam
that?
Sevenza.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and are you still, sorry, are you still working on your party planning?
No, that was like varsity. See,
Okay.
that's how long you've known me for.
All right, great.
But
this
that was so time
Go way back.
goes way back. So it was so time consuming. It was so I had to quit that one. But yeah.
Okay. So the reason why you guys are here, we want to talk about friendship. Now, the reason why we invited you guys is because I know just how opinionated you two are.
Sometimes over.
We want the sauce.
And I know Kiki gets passionate, and Kiki is that one person who's quick to cut people off out of her life. Like, she's so unapologetic. With Kiki, things are either black or white. There's no gray.
No gray area.
There's no gray. All right. So what's the first question, Lyton, in regards to
So
friendship?
the first question, guys, that I have for you is that, what does friendship mean to you?
To me, friendship is, when you have someone that you can count on, someone that you can depend on, and someone that you can trust, basically for the good and the bad, that's how, and be the same thing to them as well. Where I can be a dustbin to them, where I can be everything. You know what I'm saying? Where you have your problems or whatever, I'm there to listen. I'd like to believe that I'm that kind of a friend, and I kind of like expect it from
The other person.
the other person as well.
So like it's a give and take.
It's a give and take. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So Kia, would you say that you get? I'm sure you've got more than one friend.
Yeah.
So would you say you get the same thing out of everyone, or do you go to different friends for different reasons?
I used to think that I got the same thing from everyone, but it's not like that. So there's different things that different friends give me. There's different conversations I have with different people. There's different ways in which I communicate with different people. So I might sway a lot with this one, but I know that this one is, doesn't like that. So I will communicate with them a specific way.
Yes.
But also interests. Like I've got friends who love cricket and I can go to the cricket with, and then I've got friends who loathe it and won't even bother. So
You don't even know who's the Rabada or whoever. Is that how you say
so
it?
that's for me. I used to think that friendships are the same, but I've come to the realization that they're not the same. They're different. We all have different interests, different likes, dislikes, passions, and it doesn't mean just because my one friend who doesn't drink wine can't drink with me. It just means I can't drink wine with her. So that's it, really.
So it's a compromise and getting to a place of understanding.
Just the same way we compromise on our romantic relationships.
Yes.
On
How
our
do you
life
compromise? Okay, sorry. Before I take you,
You should be telling us, girl. You got a man now. You got a man now. Good job.
Well, it's not at home, but
Okay, where is he?
well, okay, we
digress.
getting off
Yeah,
topic
but I
now.
mean, it's exactly that. The same way we're able to, compromise on romantic relationships and family, and then we should be able to do the same with friendships. Yeah.
So what's the English thing where it's like once it gets there, it's over? What's the English?
A deal breaker.
Yes! Yes! What's a deal breaker when it comes to your relationship?
Come with the
I
English.
told you I'm the CEO and the boss.
Yes.
Well, for me, I'd say the minute I cannot trust you, because the biggest thing for me is loyalty.
Yes.
I believe that where there is loyalty, then follows trust. Because I want to be comfortable that Lyton is my friend, and Lyton will protect me even when I'm not there.
Exactly.
So, and that Lyton will not allow anyone to come and talk to them or make them feel comfortable enough to talk about me when I'm not there and they're there like cheering or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so with that said, I believe that loyalty is number one for me. And then the minute that is kind of like questioned, the minute I start questioning your loyalty, then that means the trust is not there. And that means the love is not there anymore. So I'm done.
Just like piggybacking off that, in terms of trust, right? Like from loyalty to trust, do you think trust can be rebuilt?
Not for me.
Sure.
And for you, Kia? No, Kiki is hardcore. She
Like
is
I said,
hardcore.
black or white, no
Not
grey.
for me,
She is
because
hardcore.
it's not that I hold grudges. It's just that I don't forget.
Same.
You might change and be, say, okay, I've changed now, Kiki, I'm very loyal and I'm very trustworthy and whatever. But when I look at you, or when your name is mentioned, the first thing that comes to mind is a negative, more than the positive.
Yeah.
So with that said, then it's going to be very awkward. I can be like nice to you and whatever. You say cordial.
Yeah.
Hey, Isibu. Yeah, something like that. I can be, we can be in the same room and joke and whatever. But taking it to friendship, to say we are good as we were before,
It won't go there.
I'm not there.
And Kia, for you, can you rebuild trust once it's broken?
I'm not I think I can, right? So I'd like to think we can work towards something better if you're willing to show me that you're willing to work towards it. But like Kiki says, it's the fact that you're constantly reminded of what the person did. You ask yourself constantly, will this person do it again? Or you think about, oh no, they're acting funny. What if they're doing this again? So in every single relationship, whether it's a family, whether it's a romantic one, again boils down to that, is that you won't necessarily forget, which could end up actually breaking the relationship even further.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think I can move on from something if you've shown that you want to rebuild. Then I don't see why not.
But I get what Kiki is saying.
Yeah, I also get it.
I think from like her point of view, you actually correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're doing it actually for both of you. Like if you cut the relationship, because it's also not fair for you. For the other person, sorry.
For me to be questioning them all the time. I'll always be looking for flaws. The minute I see or hear something, I'll be like, oh, okay, so you were busy doing this again. You know, that type of thing.
Exactly.
It's like, So
how do you, when it gets to that point where you like, how do you actually break up? Is there a breakup for friendship or is it just that one where you don't return their calls, or how is there a breakup for friendship?
I just ignore, and you will get it. And I'm a very like with my friends, I communicate with my friends most of the times, and the tone, you will pick it up that Kiki is not happy with me. If you cannot pick up the tone, something is wrong.
Then you don't know you.
Then you're not a friend.
Yeah.
We were never friends.
Yeah.
Because I can pick up a tone even when a friend of mine is not feeling well. The way they respond, I will know, or if they are busy, I can tell, okay, this one is rushing, But if you cannot pick up the tone that Kiki is actually upset with me, then, or Kiki is not talking to me, or Kiki hasn't spoken to me for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and even on social media, we're not communicating, nothing. She doesn't click like on my pictures. Like,
Does that count?
The door
Does
is
that
closed.
count?
You gotta like a girl's pic. You gotta like a girl.
The door is closed.
You gotta hype your girl.
Hype your girl.
Procedure with the lights.
On that question, so if you look at your friends now, Gia, and you, Kiki, and even you, Lyton, the friends that you've got now, how many of your friends are friends that you met in real life, and versus friends that you met online?
I think I've met most of mine. 90% are people I've either known from school.
Oh, great!
Or through other friends. So the people that I'm with now, the people that I've either met through another friend, or like someone like a Gugu who I've known since high school.
Okay.
Something, so I think most of my friends. I'm very picky about calling people I've met online friends. I haven't made that many connections that way because I've got trust issues.
Okay.
I'll admit in public that I
Okay.
Okay, so it's very hard for me. It's very hard for me to let people in online into my real world.
Okay.
So I'll expose you to what I think you deserve to know online. I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, trash talk even. But whether I let you into my world is a
different conversation.
Different conversation.
And gigs?
I don't have a lot of friends. I'm also kind of like very protective of my space, and I'm very protective of my friends as well. I'm very territorial. So I believe that if I have a lot of friends, then it's gonna be a lot of work for me to be.
I know.
So
you must keep all of them happy. Oh my gosh.
And also being just to protect them as well. You have your problems, you come and tell me, I'm listening. Lyton comes, Kia comes, and by the end of the day, I'm like exhausted because we all have our issues. So I try and keep my circle of friends very, very small so that I can be able to juggle.
I like that because it talks to how you for you to love and respect your friends, you also have to love and respect yourself first, so that you can also give that. I like that. So that protecting your space by only limiting that cycle of friendship. I really like that.
I love that. Thank you, Kiki. I think that was meant for me because I'm
that
person.
I always
like too many friends.
Are they your friends though?
But I think this is it brings me.
If you didn't have money for rent, would you ask all of them for money, or would you be comfortable to ask? I think that's always the question I ask myself. Because if I didn't have money for petrol or something, would I be confident or comfortable enough to go to this person and say, "Can you please give me whatever?" So that's always the test that I ask myself, and I always sometimes also ask myself, if this person was getting married or something, would they invite me?
Exactly.
That's such a nice filter because I know.
Yes, then you know who your friends are.
And sometimes it's not even about like a wedding, like a birthday party. Would they invite me? Like they won't invite me now. That's just an acquaintance.
No, that's a fair question, and I think that's important but I don't know if this is unique to me, but like I have friends that I speak to, like what you're saying. The friends that I'm like very, very fussy about money and stuff. So the friends that I would speak to about finances, but then the other people that I wouldn't. And it's not because they're not my friends, it's because we are not that
close.
No, not close.
Not
but we are not we are not that like aligned financially.
What does that mean?
You have more money than them.
No, it's not that. No, honestly, guys, it's not
totally
that.
get what
Like,
you're saying.
it's like the other people
saying,
that you feel you could talk to about money, but then other people, it's like, I have like friends I can talk to about money, and then friends I can be more like stripped down and vulnerable with, and some I cannot.
Wow.
But then I still love them.
Yes.
But then
I
also get it. Yeah.
So I think it goes back.
Maybe it's because this is why I try and keep.
But Kiki, let me ask you something. I think it goes back to that first conversation about you get different things from the different friends.
You see, I didn't answer that question. Maybe that's why I'm.
Please talk to me about it.
That's why I said with my friends, I try and keep like
super small.
Super small.
Yes.
And I want to be comfortable around my friends, so I can pick up the phone at 3 a.m. and say, Lelo, I'm stuck somewhere, and I know Lelo will come through for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I cannot do that, then we are not friends. We
just
probably know each other, get along.
Joburg friends.
Joburg friends. Where
Joburg.
because a friend would know you at your lowest
Exactly.
and will not judge you for being low.
Yes.
Do you understand? And will not go and talk about your low.
Yes.
Do you understand? That's
Because
what
they
I'm
know
saying.
that when they also need that from
Then
you,
I'm
they
there.
are protected and they are safe.
Exactly.
In your presence.
So that's what I'm saying, that I cannot be comfortable being around people where I cannot be free in terms of showing my weakness, and no, I can't.
So can I say something? So I'm very like weird in the sense that I've got different friends, and if I was to say who's my best friend, I don't know. Because I go to different people for different things. Like if I want to talk about deep stuff and cry and whatever, I'll talk to Kiki. But if I want to talk about relationships, I know Kiki is very judgmental, so I won't talk to Kiki. I'll go talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
And yes, Kiki, you are.
Oh my God!
So if I want to talk
About relationships, not just everything. Please specify.
Yes, about relationships.
Thank you. Because otherwise,
so I want to. So I will go deep. With the other stuff, maybe we talk about family or whatever, we'll go deep. So maybe with the other person, I'm talking about relationships, I'll go deep, but I know this is the person I want to talk to about this particular topic. And then there'll be someone, if I want to cry about work or something that happened, there's someone. So it's like, but who's this one person that I talk to about everything? I don't, well, now I do, but like,
we're not talking about men.
Yes, so with friends, I kind of feel like my friends fulfill different purposes in my life. And the only challenge with that is, because I only go to a certain point with them, people will always complain about I'm distant, and I don't make contact, and I kind of feel like it's not because I don't love you. I promise you, it's not because I don't love you. It's just the way I am. I go, maybe it's selfish, I don't know, but I go here for what I need now. Today I need comfort. Then I go to this part, that kind of thing.
No, I don't think it's selfish. Unless if I'm also selfish, but I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday actually, and we were talking about how I only see her once a year, but we might not talk for 3 months. But when I see it, it's like nothing changed. It's like we're still the last time we saw each other, and for me that's very important. That's how I choose my friends. Like if I have to check in with you, or else I'll be in trouble. Then we're really not friends.
Yes, that's another
thing.
I had something similar to that, where, though, for me, is I could tell. So it was someone that I considered a very close friend. Yes. But then I started realizing the distance was growing bit by bit. Yeah. So I'd noticed that this person I'd always be the one checking in. Are you around? Can we do lunch? And then I realized that they would have time and make time for everyone else in their life, but they would not come to me and say, hey, can we do lunch, or can we do drinks, or whatever, or to check in on me. I'm constantly checking in on everyone else. So then I made a conscious decision in 2016, and I told my other friends, and I said to them face to face, I was like, look guys, this is the situation. I feel like I'm giving so much of myself and I'm not getting much in return from you guys. So it's either we meet each other halfway.
That is so much more though, to actually have the
so I think I had reached a breaking point, because I was like, you know what, now I'm done. Because I felt like I was going the extra mile for everyone else, but no one was coming through for me. And I swear, if you spoke to my friends today, they'll tell you that conversation I had with them. At that point, like, one of my friends and I were actually on a taxi, and we were going to Fourways Farmers Market. And we're sitting at the back. I was like, we're not home. And let's say Lelona. Because now I'm always calling you guys. I'm always asking you guys, let's do lunch. Let's do this. No one ever picks up the phone and says, okay, let's do lunch. Let's do breakfast. Let's go to Farmers Market. I'm always the one bringing everyone together. So from that point, and then I pulled back. And I said, you know what, actually, baby girl, sit down, think about it. Is this all worth it? Is it all worth your sanity, you know?
Yeah. But you know, maybe Kia, that's your role in that friendship or those friendships. Because when you talk like that, I'm thinking of my sister, my younger sister. My younger sister is me, I forget. My younger sister is that one who's always keeping contact with everyone, who's always keeping me posted with what's happening with this one and this one. When I talk about it or think about her, I think of her as the connector. She's always bringing the family together, you know, making sure, oh, this is what's happening with this one and whatever. So then I remember, oh, I must call my sister, or I must text my sister about 1, 2, 3. So I kind of feel like, what if maybe that's your purpose and your role, to be that one who pulls.
Well, I also never thought of it that. I didn't think of it that way. I just got drained. Because then, or the other person would have time for everyone else, but wouldn't have time. We drifted completely. Like I could understand if you're not talking for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I'm not very fussy about constantly communicating with my friends. But with this particular friendship, obviously her life changed to a certain point, and I guess I just didn't fit. You know, I didn't fit into her future, into her new life. And I understood that, you know, so maybe I'm just not the one to move in with her or, you know, in that direction with her. Yeah. Or maybe God told her this is not the sort of friend you need in your life or whatever. And it's because I'm human, you know. So
and also you have different friends for different seasons.
Yeah.
They're like,
so
you know,
I probably played my role and
I
just move on. So I don't take it personally anymore now.
Okay. So would you date your friend's ex?
How did we get there?
You know? This is what happens when people are in love.
No, but would you? Kia looks like she's done it.
I've had it done to me a million times.
Really?
So that's why I wouldn't do it to someone else now.
Oh, because it wasn't nice.
I haven't. No, I've had it done to me a gazillion times. And that's another reason why a friendship ended, is because this was someone that I considered was very close to me, but like, and they would find that, you know, so it's a totally different story if they don't know, whatever the case, but why would your friend not know when they know everything about you? Yeah. But yeah, and probably the taste is probably not the same anyway, so. No, she knew. I'd say it would have been a different story. I mean, then you wouldn't be my friend.
But it's like, I don't know how people do that. Like, for me, I like gatherings. And if you date my ex, that means that if you're coming to my house for dinner, then you're gonna bring your ex. No. And then now, like, you also know everything that I was telling you about him, and then like, no.
This thing of saying, "Ooh, it's so nice." Now you wanna go. Okay, we are changing the topic.
What person's your destiny? But okay.
That's a valid point.
Maybe your job was to bring that person into someone else's life.
Yeah.
I have a very weird.
No. That's a valid point, but I think it takes character that some people have, some people don't, and I really do not possess that character.
Okay, so Kiki, what's do you have like an interesting? Who was your first friend?
My first friend.
And how did you know that person was your friend?
I'm not going to mention names.
Yes.
But I knew that person was my friend because she has actually come through for me when I was at my lowest. You know, she knows, with her, I talk deep stuff. I think she's, like you were saying, that you've got friends for different...
Yes.
I have a friend, she's the friend that I talk to about everything. Yeah. She's not one that I would say, okay, I know Lelo, I can go for this, and Lyton, okay. No. With her, I can be
yourself.
I can be myself.
And vulnerable.
You know, yes, and we've been friends for over 10 years.
Wow.
And
but would you say that was your first friend? Because that sounds like your best friend.
I'm not counting when we were kids.
Okay.
Because I think
this
as
is
we grow,
when it matters.
Because as we grow, our priorities change, everything, we all change, you know, and that is okay. You know, where you realize that, okay, fine, my path is this way, this one is going that way, but we'll still remain friends. So I cannot say it's someone we have been friends with since I was a kid. No. My friends since we were kids, there are some who I still talk to, and some from school that I still talk to, that I still love very much, even though we don't like talk 24/7. But like you said, you meet after a year and
the conversation just flows.
Yes. You know. Yeah, so it's like that. I have a friend that who's my one-stop shop, where I can just dump everything on her, and I didn't know that I was that friend to her as well.
Wow.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I think
so
that's very important, because sometimes we talk about how this is what I value from friendship, but are you actually also giving the same to your friends as well? And Kia,
my first friend. So I know exactly who my first friend was because we're in the same preschool, went to the same primary school,
are you
went to
serious?
the same high school. Parted ways. So we parted ways. The friendship sort of went,
after high school,
right. Slap bang in high school. So
when you
I think
started
transition.
boys.
Boys will always be a problem. But that was my first friend. That's the person that even our parents knew that we were like, wherever I go, she's there. Wherever she goes, I'm there. Yeah. If I'm not at home, I'm at her house. If I'm so it was that sort of friendship where we similar things and go to the same places and our parents. I mean, there was one time when we bunked school. And her mom was shouting at us, and then we had to move to the next place to go get shouted at there.
Oh my word!
Oh no! So I love her.
So that was my first friend. So I remember, I know her very well, and I remember clearly because from preschool, we were.
I also want to answer that question.
Yes.
So when you asked the question, I really. I just snapped, in a good way, because I remembered my first friend that ever mattered to me, and it's this boy called. He's a man now. He's got a child.
Yes.
But I'm still young. And his name is Tetelela. So I went to high school with him, and it was a Catholic high school, and I was in my formative years, and when you're trying to find your sexuality and everything. And I was ostracized at boarding, and it was a boarding school. And he was the one person that stood by me. And it's one of those things that I'm like, and we're still friends now. And it's it's amazing. Cool. And he has a baby, and I'm an uncle, a gunkle. So
it's been an interesting conversation, but I have to wrap it up. And to wrap it up, I'm gonna ask you guys. So Kiki and Kia, what's the one lesson that you've learned throughout as you grew from being a baby up until the women that you guys are today? But what's the one friendship lesson that you would like everyone out there to know or remember?
I've learned to be patient, and to listen. Because I'm a Gemini, so my level of patience is like this. So I've learned to be really patient with my friends or with people I call friends, and try and be less judgmental when it comes to relationships.
When
it comes to relationships, because people go through a lot, and just because I wouldn't do or act a certain way or do something, it doesn't mean another person is uncomfortable doing it. It's uncomfortable for me, but Lyton might be very willing to do it. So I've learned not to be too much into and also to sometimes just let people be. If someone wants to involve you in something, they will involve you, or if they don't want to say anything, it means most probably they're protecting you, or whatever. They have reasons why they do things they do, even in friendships.
Absolutely.
So that I've learned and I've grown.
I really like that, and I think with what she's saying, I think sometimes the mistake we make in friendships is to personalize things. It's not about me; it's about that person and what they're going through. So, but that's amazing, Mama.
Amazing.
Yes, man.
And I like that one because I think that's one that's very important. But I think for me, it's my biggest lesson is accepting my role in the breakdown or in a problem. For the longest time, everyone's always in the victim. So we're always the victim. Yeah, they did this to me. They said that to me. They attacked me. They whatever. But what role did I play in the breakdown? So it's one lesson I've also learned in romantic relationships, in that maybe I actually did do something wrong. I might not have noticed it, but maybe I did do something wrong. So for me, it has to be that taking responsibility and being accountable for the fact that I could have said something that didn't please you. Even with that, even if a friend comes to me and says, friend, I didn't like it when you did ABC, I'm now able to think about it and be like, yo, friend, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that I was doing it or whatever. Please, please forgive me. So I'd like for my friends to be able to do that and say, yo, friend, I'm more busy, so I want that. So that's why I've learned to sometimes step back and then think, okay, maybe I stuffed up here. Exactly. I legit messed up. So yeah, that's the biggest one for me.
Interesting. Thank you guys for joining us today. This has been a lovely conversation.
I think you should come back again, but for other topics.
Exactly.
Ooh, I don't know what relationships.
Kiki's not invited for relationships.
Who?
Kia.
Kiki.
Nah, I'm not invited for relationships.
Oh no, she's changed. She must come and show us.
Yeah, she needs to prove herself.
Guys, thank you so much for your time, and thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate your time. All these cameras. There's like 1,000 cameras. Yeah. So we just wanted to ask you guys to please just subscribe to our channel. Please leave a comment, like, share with your friends. Spread the word.
You can follow our guests on their social media handles from Facebook, Instagram to Twitter, and
until next time, ka-ching! Oh, is it
ka-ching?
Click.
Click. Whatever.
Thank you guys for tuning in.